This is Made by Mommy's Mustache Charm Tutorial with a special shout out to Sophia, who showed me a picture of a mustache charm that she had made using my candy corn design. I then came up with this chart and guide so that you too could use the candy corn charm layout in order to make your very own mustache. I'm going to use black, and to make this charm you'll need close to about 70 rubber bands of the same color if you want it to be a single color mustache. I imagine you could also make a rainbow mustache if you'd like to combine colors. For this video I'm just going to use black. Basically what we do to make the mustache is we make it in two halves. So first we're going to make this right half of the mustache following the chart on the right side labeled number 1. We take 2 black rubber bands and place them the bottom right. Those are going to be the rubber bands that connect the two halves of the mustache together. Then from the center peg to the right and from the left peg to the center. 2 rubber bands at a time. Moving forward 2 at a time. On the left, the center, and the right. And then again from the leftmost peg we're going to go up on the diagonal to the right. In the center, straight forward. And on the right side, straight forward. Next, rubber bands starting from the middle peg up on the diagonal to the right. And 2 more on the right side going forward. This should look very similar to you. This is the candy corn, and now we need to add the extension to curl up on the sides. So taking 2 at a time, straight forward. And now the cap bands to hold it all together. We're going to put one across the second row here. Technically that's the 3rd peg up. We're going to put that one around twice. I stretched it, twisted to make an X, and then I bring it back over and around all 3 pegs. On these 2 pegs now, we're going to take 1 rubber band and put it around 3 times. 1. Try again. Just going to turn this, makes it a little easier for me. 1, 2, 3 times around. And then right on this very tip, we need to add 1 more rubber band, and that's going to go around 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's the right half of your mustache set up on the loom. And we can hook that half. Reaching in to get just those 2 bottom bands. Bring them straight forward. Next 2. Forward. Next 2. Also straight forward. Now you'll see there are 2 rubber bands coming to this peg. You want to catch just the top 2, which will go forward, and then the next 2 that are in there go back 4, and they go on the diagonal to the right. Next row. Goes forward. This one you'll see also has 2 rubber bands. You're going to grab the ones that are on top. I'm just going to space these out to make it a little more obvious what I'm doing. So we're going to come in the center and reach back to get those top 2 bands that go to the front peg. And back in here to get those last 2 rubber bands that are all the way on the bottom. Catch them and bring them up on the diagonal to the right side. Now these are more straightforward. From left, straight ahead, middle, straight ahead, and the right side. Also straight ahead. Now we're going to go into this top right peg, bring that across to the center, and down the middle to catch those bottom 2 rubber bands. To the side. I know I move fast. I expect that you will need to pause to catch up a few times in this video. This is what the right side of your mustache should look like at this point. We've just got this one left. We're going to hook that straight forward. And this is now your entire right side of your mustache. We're going to take our hook through these 2 loops and hold this half to attach later. So there you go. That's how your half of the mustache comes off the loom. We're now going to set up the other half of our mustache. So that's looking at chart 2 here. You'll see this one, it starts a little bit unconventionally in order to get that rubber band to hook on the outside of the mustache. So I'm going to start from the 3rd peg up and come down with just 1 rubber band. Then I'm going to take 2 rubber bands from the 2nd peg to the 1st row. 2 rubber bands again from the left to the center. 2 more rubber bands from the center to the right. We'll now move in a way you're more familiar with. We're going to add 2 going straight forward from the center peg. And on the right side, 2 more going straight ahead. The next 2 rubber bands coming from the 2nd peg on the left side up on the diagonal forward. 2 more black rubber bands from the center peg going forward, and 2 more from the right side going forward. Next row, we're going to start on the center peg and go up on the diagonal to the right. And the next after that is this peg on the right side going forward. That should look like, again, the old candy corn design. And now we're going to add an extension onto it for the tip of the mustache. 2 rubber bands at a time, going straight forward. Another 2. And 2 more. And now we're ready to place the cap bands. We're going to place on the second row 1 rubber band doubled. Tricky to do, trying to keep my hands out of the way of the camera. Let's see, there it is. And now we're going to take a rubber band onto these 2 pegs and wrap it around 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Yay! There you go. And the final rubber band goes right here 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what gives your mustache its tip. And we are ready to hook. Get the chart out of the way. We need, oh, forgot one thing important. We need to attach the other half of the mustache. So basically what you want to do is turn your mustache so that the bottom goes on to this bottom hook right here. So we take all 4 of these rubber bands and loop it right around that bottom left peg, as such. And now you can hook your mustache. Starting on the bottom and working our way up. The same way we did for the last one. I hooked forward and then I hooked on the diagonal, going back to the left, this one has 2. It helps if you separate them out so that you don't catch the wrong one. Moving forward, and going up to the side. Now on this row, we're going to break pattern a little bit. We're going to do these 2 going forward, but we're not going to do this one going forward. We're going to get that one at the end when we come back this way. So for now, just hook this one on the left, straight ahead, and the one in the center, straight ahead, but do not hook this one. We're going to come back to it. So we're going to go here where we have the other mustache connected, and we're going to reach under to get just these bottom 2 bands. This is not something that requires strength or force. If you're struggling, you caught the wrong rubber band, go back and try again. Here we go. So there. That's what's going to hold this half to the other half. Down the center to get the bottom 2 bands that are going to go to the right. And here's where we hook backwards. We go in here and we take these two bands and bring them down. And now reach in this one to get that last single rubber band that's on the bottom. There you go. And then we're going to latch this all together. We've got two rubber bands here. You want to make sure you pull one through the center of the other. And then you can let the other one go and pull up to make a knot. And your mustache is complete. Let's take it off the loom and see how it looks. Hope it came out well. I use my hook to help loosen some of these rubber bands because I find pulling on any one rubber band, you risk it snapping on you. And these all support each other. So here we go, it's coming off. Ta-da! And now you'll need to do a little bit of fussing just to get it straight. Sometimes when it's coming off the loom and one catches, it gets a little loose. So you give it a little tug and then they even out and straighten. And your tips of the mustache just curl up however much you like. And they stay. So there's your mustache in black. And your mustache in brown, which I've been told is actually called burgundy by Rainbow Loom, but it really seems like a brown to me. These are all made with Rainbow Loom rubber bands. I'm sure other brands could work too, but for reliability, I always like to use the same brand, so you know you can follow along with me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like your mustache, click like below. And please consider subscribing in order to be notified when I post additional videos. Thank you very much.